لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله الكريم. We begin as always by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sending salawat and salam upon our beloved Master Muhammad, his honorable companions, noble family, and those who tread the straight path. May Allah make us from them. Today's reminder is going to be about the Islamic home in Ramadan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks, أَفَمَنْ أَسَّسَ بُنْيَانَهُ عَلَى تَقْوَى مِنَ اللَّهِ وَرِضْوَانٍ خَيْرٍ أَمَّنْ أَسَّسَ بُنْيَانَهُ عَلَى شَفَا جُرُوفٍ هَارٍ فَانْهَارَ بِهِ فِي نَارِ جَهَنَّمَ. That which then is better? He who has founded his building, his structure, on Allah consciousness and a desire for his goodly acceptance, or he who has founded his building or structure on the edge of a water-worn, crumbling riverbank, so that it is bound to tumble down with him into the fire of Jahannam. The Islamic home, our home, should be one that is founded on Allah consciousness, taqwa. The pillars should be the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The foundations should be good deeds. The lawn should be obedience to the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this responsibility of us to ensure that our home it has, Islamic values, this actually stems from the Quran itself, where the Quran also says in another place, O believers, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara. That save yourselves, O believers, save yourselves, ward off from yourselves, and those who are close to you. Ahlikum, your family. It's the responsibility of the adults in the household to ensure that there is an Islamic environment in the house. Every one of us, kullukum ra'in, every one of us is responsible for our flock, for our juniors. وَكُلُّكُم مَسْئُولٌ عَنْ رَعِيَّتِهِ, and each one of you will have to answer for whoever was in his care. Now, the stewardship of the home in Ramadan and out of Ramadan is to encourage the family members to pray. Encourage, strongly advise. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about one of the prophets. He says, وَكَانَ يَأْمُرُ أَهْلَهُ بِالصَّلَاةِ وَالزَّكَاةِ. He would enjoin upon his ahl, his family members, prayer and charity. The Islamic home in the month of Ramadan passes the month with the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with recitation, humility and fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ibadah. It's filled with the traditions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the reading of a hadith, when you invite the family to come and sit together at a specific time and read the words of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Riyadus Salihin or other kitabs. And the environment of the home in Ramadan should be different than that of the other 11 months. We should make it a joint family activity to try and make this month different, and have a lasting change, that everybody in the family, they're all motivated. And this happens through looking at the seniors in the family. If the seniors in the family are doing their ibadah individually or even collectively, the juniors, they feel motivated to also do it. And one other point, looking at us as Muslims living over here, is that sometimes when the month of Ramadan, when the moon is sighted and we observe the beginning of Ramadan, our children and others, we don't actually feel that joy that we used to feel when we go to other countries, the Middle East or Asia or Africa. Where over there, as soon as the moon is sighted, it's just a very festive feeling, right? Now over here, we have to make that, we have to bring that into our house. We have to make an effort for ourselves and our children to observe the month of Ramadan as something which is different than our regular routine. There is something, the special grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes down in this month, right? The shayateen are chained, the doors of Jannah are opened. Now we can't see all of that, but what we can do is we can go that extra mile to bring that festive vibe in our house. The joy of a believer is expressed through happiness and through shukr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and through extra ibadah. Now, this is where Imam Ghazali rahimahullah explains that there are three stages to ibadah. The first stage of that, that a person does ibadah is that they're doing it with a little bit of a stain of riya. And then after that, it becomes aada, it becomes habit. And then the last stage is ibadah. So we can't expect everybody to reach that last stage. Yes, they'll, initially will start, children, they pray salah in the family because the seniors in the family are advising them to, or they're looking and observing their postures. But then there comes a stage where it becomes aada, and then it becomes ibadah. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make our homes a means of khair, of sakina, of itminan for all the inhabitants of our houses, and to make this month have lasting change throughout the months that come after that. Ameen. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.